Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium, we are set for game number 2 as the Pierre Governors have taken the field. Jackson Edmond is on the mound as we go through the Brookings Bobcats starters. Lincoln Hardin, the center fielder, will lead things off. Breck Hershoff, the right fielder, will bat second. Ashton Whitty, the DH, batting third. Sam Hardin, the catcher, batting fourth. Jake Amon, the shortstop, batting fifth. Owen Schneider, the second baseman, batting sixth. Josh Devine, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Talon Richter, the first baseman, batting eighth. And Peyton Theodosopoulos will bat ninth, and he's the left fielder for the Bobcats here in this second game of our doubleheader. Jackson Edmond finishes up his warm-up tosses. Again, he comes in with a 1-1 record. This is his third start and sixth appearance of the season. He has given up 12 hits, 11 runs, only 6 of those earned, 10 walks, 15 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.818, and a whip of 2 for the big left-hander on the mound for game number 2. And here's Lincoln Hardin, the center fielder. Game number 1 went 0 for 4, reached on a fielder's choice as the first pitch misses for ball 1 as we are underway here at 6:05 in game number 2. First game was an hour and 30 minutes. Here in game number 2 starting at 6:05, just right around, pretty much right on time. There's a 1-0 pitch right up the middle off the foot of Jackson Edmond. It'll be an infield single. And the coaches will come out to check on Jackson Edmond and make sure that he is okay. And not how you want to start a ball game. The leadoff hit and also took it off the foot. He seems to be okay, but Dirk Campbell will make his way out. He's pointing down to his left foot. And he seems to be okay, so I think they're going to have him throw a warm-up pitch. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll go straight into the second batter. Breck Hershoff, the right fielder. Yep, he's going to come straight to the plate here. So 1 on, nobody out. Leadoff man aboard here in the top of the first inning. Here's Breck Hershoff. Here's the first pitch, taken upstairs for ball 1. Hershoff in game number 1. He was the number 3 hitter, but he went 0 for 3. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Wiebe only play will be to first base. And there's one down as the runner Lincoln Hardin will get to second on the ground out. One down here in the top of the first as we go around the horn defensively. George Stalley, the left fielder. Brecken Kruger in center. Cade Kaiser in right. Johnny Lyons at third. Lincoln Keno's at short. Jane Wiebe at second. Gary Nedved at first. Grayson Hunsley behind the plate. And Jackson Edmond with 1 on, 1 out in the top of the first inning will deliver the first pitch. That one off the glove of Grayson Hunsley. And Ashton Whitty will take ball 1. And to third base will be Lincoln Hardin for the 1-0 count. So a ground ball to give the Bobcats their first lead of the doubleheader. But an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Whitty also, he went 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch. But he was one of many guys that went 0 for in game number 1. There's a lot of guys for both sides that went 0 for. 3 hits aside for Brookings. Nathan Lease, who's the pitcher and not in the lineup, had 2 of the 3 hits. There's a strike over for a 2-1 count to Ashton Whitty. Of course, they do have 1 hit already to the Bobcats. Lincoln Hardin got the leadoff single. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one's also upstairs and is now 3-1. Sam Hardin, the catcher, is on deck. Here's a 3-1 pitch from Jackson Edmond. That one's fouled off in the hands of Ashton Whitty and is now a 3-2 count as Edmond will be looking for an opportunity for a strikeout. Infield is back. They will concede the run. Only really a ground ball to the pitcher or third baseman Lyons would keep that runner at third base. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Line shot up the middle. Wiebe will field. Off the ground, throw to first is in time. They've gotten 2 outs, but a run does come in to score. The Bobcats strike first here at the top of the first inning with 2 outs. There's a 1-0 lead on the back-to-back ground outs and an RBI ground out this time for Ashton Whitty. And now here's Sam Hardin. Sam Hardin, he had one of those 3 hits. He had the RBI single, the only run that was driven in Game 1. Came back in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch, a swing and a miss as Sam Hardin was well behind that first pitch strike from Jackson Edmond. Outfield straightaway. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 1-1. Edmond working from the stretch. We're seeing more and more guys, especially in high school baseball this year. A lot of guys just work from the stretch, whether they have anybody on base or not. 1-1 pitch. That one's inside. It's now 2-1. And some, obviously, you prefer it that way if you do it, but there are guys that, for whatever reason, just can't find the rhythm when they go from the windup and decide we're just going to do everything from the stretch. That one's popped up. Jaden Wiebe going back into shallow right field, and he can't make the catch over his shoulder. And it's now runner on first with 2 away, and the inning will continue. I don't know if it kind of carried a little bit, it had to have carried a little bit farther than what Wiebe was thinking. But it ends up falling, and is now the inning will continue with a runner on first, as Austin Clark is the one that will come in and run for Sam Hardin. Jake Amon, the shortstop. So not the start here. There's a pickoff attempt, and Clark is picked off. The throw to second. Lincoln Keenholz will put the tag on, and Jackson Edmond doesn't have to throw anything else to finish out that inning. So it will be 1 hit run on 1 hit, 1 error, and no one left on base. After the top of the first inning, it is a 1-0 lead for the Brookings Bobcats as the Pierre Governors are coming to the plate. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the Central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know, my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you. Bottom of the first inning, Pierre Governors down 1-0 as the Governor lineup will look like this. Jaden Wiebe at second, batting first. George Stalley, the left fielder, batting second. Lincoln Keenholz, the shortstop, will bat third. Gary Nevin, the first baseman, will bat in the cleanup spot. Jet Zabel, the DH, batting fifth. Grayson Huntley, the catcher, batting sixth. Kate Kaiser, the right fielder, will bat seventh. And Johnny Lyons, the third baseman, batting eighth, with Brecken Kruger rounding out the order, batting ninth and playing center field. They will go against Nathan Lease, who had 2 hits in game number 1, but is not hitting in game number 2. As Jaden Wiebe comes to the plate, and he will be the game's first hitter for the Pierre Governors after he went 0 for 2 in game number 1, walked, lined out back to the pitcher, and also lined out to center field. Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe. That bounces in for ball 1. Wiebe opened up the bottom of the first inning in game number 1 with a 4-pitch walk. He will not do that this time, but he fouled that one away. It's now 1-1. Then George Stalley hit the RBI triple that got the Governors on the board right away. And they had a 2-0 lead by the time that 3 hitters had come to the plate. Go through the defensive positioning here in just a moment for the Brookings Bobcats. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's the ball in the dirt. Good take there from Wiebe, and the count's now 2-1. At least the right-hander delivers the 2-1 pitch. That one taken on the outside corner is now 2-2. And Wiebe, Stalley, and Keenels here in the bottom of the first inning. Been accustomed to that. Those three guys in the order. That one a bouncing ball in. It's now 3-2. And we could see those three guys in the order, not just the end of this year, but also throughout all of next year, too. 3-2 pitch. Wiebe ground ball left side. Backhanded by Amon at short. The throw across is in time. And the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the first inning. It is out in left field. Peyton Theodosopoulos, Lincoln Hardin, Breck Hershoff, and right, Josh Devine at third. Jake Amon, the shortstop, made that play. Owen Schneider at second. Talon Richter at first. Sam Hardin behind the plate. And the first pitch from Nathan Lease to George Stalley is bouncing in for ball one. Stalley had one of those three hits for the Governors, but he reached base two of the three times he came to the plate. He also walked. And he'll swing at that. It's a 1-0 pitch and foul it out of play, and it's now 1-1. Stalley tripled, walked, and then struck out swinging. The only guy to reach base twice in the game, in game number one. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball is now 1-2. Not a whole lot of base runners for the Governors in game one, but they did enough to get the job done. There weren't a whole lot of base runners for the Brookings Bobcats either. 1-2 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 2-2. Lincoln Keenels is on deck after throwing a complete game in game number one with 10 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2. Stalley just gets a piece of it, fouls it away, and we'll do it again here at 2-2. The slugging percentage of Stalley at .600 coming into this doubleheader, and that most likely went up with that triple. Highest on the team. 3-2 pitch. Stalley fouls it back as he stays alive at 3-2. Excuse me, at 2-2. Putting in a good battle here with one out, nobody on the bottom of the first inning. 2-2 pitch again. That one will hit the dirt, and now it's 3-2. Lincoln Keenels on deck, trying to be a base runner for 3 and 4. 3-2 pitch. Misses, and George Stalley, a good walk. And it's 1 on and 1 out now here for Lincoln Keenels. Keenels looking for his first hit of this doubleheader. He didn't have an RBI in the first inning of game number one, but he reached on the air. So now he's got the opportunity to pick up his first hit of this doubleheader. He comes in .327 with 6 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. There's a strike taken for that first pitch. Gary Nedved will follow. He's trying to break out of a mini slump for the Governors. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Lease to Keenels. That one will miss low. Stalley, they said that the runner was going, but Stalley did not take off for a second. He's standing back at first base. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Pickoff attempt. Diving back in safely is Stalley. From the stretch, here's the 1-1 pitch. Keenels fouls it in the mid. The throw to second is going to be in time, and Stalley is thrown out again. Second time that he's been caught stealing in this doubleheader. And there's now 2 down, and it's a 1-2 count to Lincoln Keenels. Nearly a foul ball, but because it was tipped in the midst of Sam Hardin, it becomes a strike as Keenels will shoot that one out into the gap in right center field. That's down for extra bases all the way up to the wall. Picked up by Lincoln Hardin out in center. Keenels around second. out for a triple. A stand-up 2-out triple for Lincoln Keatles. And the Governors are in business here with those 2 outs. Tough that they were thrown out at second, trying to steal second base, because Stalley would have scored easily, but instead now there's 2 outs and a runner on third, and Gary Nedved, all he's going to do is pick up a base hit, and the Governors will tie the ball game up at 1-1. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Gary Nedved. Triples alley out in right center field. Goes out to 378, and it was near that 378 sign. Nedved swings and misses at the 0-1 pitch, and the count is now 0-2. And Nedved just needs a base hit. Need to do too much to pick up a base hit and to give the Governors a 1-1 tie. 0-2 pitch. That one will bounce in. Wasn't tempting the zone, but the thought was good. Just didn't get it close enough where Nedved would even think about biting on it. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Nedved will foul, get a piece of it. Stays alive at 1-2. Keatles leads away from third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Another good take there from Nedved. Another good block from Sam Hardin. Counts now 2-2. Here's to the Governor first baseman, Gary Nedved. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out. And that will end the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After an inning, Pierre Governor is down to Brookings 1-0. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back here, top of the second inning, Pierre Governors, they are down 1-0 to the Brookings Bobcats, as it will be 5, 6, and 7. Jake Amon, Owen Schneider, and Josh Devine be the first 3 hitters. After Amon was up to the plate, it was picked off at first base, was the runner, and that was Austin Clark, who was picked off at first with a really good pickoff move. Like Jackson Edmonds' pickoff move, is very deceptive over at first base. As a lefty, you can find those nice deceptive pickoff moves. First pitch is taken for strike 1 to Jake Amon, the shortstop. As, again, he in game number 1 went 1 for 3. Got the game's first hit. It counts now 1-1 to Jake Amon. Try and get you some score updates from a lot across the state right now. Couple of big double headers going on, as that one is outside and it's now 2-1. Roosevelt's beating Yankton right now 2-0. See if we can find what inning that is. There's a pitch upstairs. It's now 3-1. That is in the top of the 7th. So Yankton down to their final 3 outs in game number 1 of that doubleheader. Brandon Valley, they are currently leading Harrisburg 4-3 in the bottom of the 4th in game number 1. As Harrisburg scored 3 in the first and then 4. That one Hunsley trying to track down, and he was able to make the catch. What a play over there by the third base dugout by Grayson Hunsley. How about that one? That's a long run for the catcher. Had to make it in a basket-style catch, and the leadoff man is retired on a 3-1 pitch, popped down in foul territory, and there's now 2 down. Brandon Valley didn't end up scoring 4 runs in the third inning, as Askdahl hit a grand slam. He's got a home run. He's got 4 RBIs. Got to be a grand slam for Carson Askdahl. First pitch to Owen Schneider is upstairs for ball 1. Lincoln Patriots leading O'Gorman 4-3 right now. That one's upstairs. Is now 2-0 to Owen Schneider, the second baseman. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Sturgis Scoopers and Rapid City Central Cobblers have just started. They count 2-0. That one taken for a strike, and is now 2-1 to Schneider. Schneider did not play in game number 1. 2-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-1. He did play in all 4 games over the weekend, went 2 for 6 with an RBI over those 4 games in total. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one comes upstairs and inside, and it will be a 1-out walk. First walk issued by Edmond in the ball game. And it brings up the number 7 hitter, Josh Devine, the third baseman. Devine threw well in game number 1. He gave up just 2 earned runs in 6 innings of work. He threw under 70 pitches, threw 69 pitches through 6 innings. 3 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. First pitch is over for strike 1, but it wasn't enough to get the win, as the Governors end up scoring 4 runs, 2 of them earned, and the Bobcats can only answer with 1 run against Lincoln Keenel. So here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is taken on the outside edge. It's now 0-2. The runner at first, and Owen Schneider, he was standing back on the bag at first base, thinking that move from Jackson Edmond, he was coming over to first base. It's hard to pick it up. Keeps that running game a little slow. 0-2 pitch. Taken for strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thanks for looking at all 3 of them. Josh Devine didn't swing the bats. Talon Richter, the first baseman, will come to the plate. Richter, he played in just 1 game over the weekend. He went 2 for 3 with a run in game number 1 of that doubleheader against Rapid City Central. There's a pickoff move, and back in safely is Schneider at first base. Roosevelt, they beat Yankton in game number 1, 2-0. So they are now 13-1 of the season, and Yankton falls to 11-6 in South Dakota games. That hits the helmet of Talon Richter. So it's now first and second with 2 down. And here's Peyton Theodosopoulos to come to the plate. Theodosopoulos went 2 for 3 in the 2 games with an RBI and a run, or in the 2 games that he played out of the 4. First pitch comes upstairs and inside again, and the lefty had to duck out of the way. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will find the strike zone. The count is even at a ball and a strike. Number 9 man the order. Then it's Lincoln Hardin, the center fielder, who singled and scored the game's only run right now as we play in the top of the second. That's upstairs, and the count's now 2-1. Governors will play again on Friday against Sioux Falls Jefferson. Jefferson has 2 games on Thursday. And if you're a Governor fan that wants to see this team climb the standings and to get a little bit of extra help, they need to win those 2 games so that when the Governors beat them in 2 games, they stay above the .250 win percentage and get more points out of it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's outside. It's now 3-2. Because right now, Jefferson sits right at .250. Even if they go 1-1 on Thursday, the Governors want to go 2-0. There's no question about it. They want to go 2-0, and they'll take 2 41-point wins if that's the case. But to help out the Governors, as a 3-2 pitch will miss, the runners are off with the pitch, rounding third and staying at third base. The bases are now loaded with a walk hit by pitch and another walk, as Theodosopoulos will be on at first base, and the bases are now loaded here for Lincoln Hardin. But if Jefferson splits the 2 games and then the Governors sweep them on Friday, they go under the .250 win percentage, and the Governors will lose some points that they could have had if they just go ahead and sweep on Thursday. Here's Lincoln Hardin, first pitch swinging. That's popped up, and that will hit the chain link fence and land out of play. And it's 0-1 to Lincoln Hardin. He singled to open up the ball game and came around to score on the ground down from Ashton Whitty. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-1 pitch. That one's looked at for strike 2. And Jackson Edmond well ahead of the count here at 0-2. Trying to strand the bases loaded here in the top of the second. 0-2 pitch from Edmond. That one's off the end of the bat, picked up by Nedved at first. He will run the bag himself, and that will retire the side here in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 men left on base in the top of the second. 1-0 lead for Brookings after 8.5. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
No problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified. Call True Green, 882-0643.
It is the bottom of the second inning. The Pierre Governors, they are down 1-0 as we welcome you back in here to Hyde Stadium as the Govs will have 5, 6, and 7. Jed Zabel, Grayson Hunsley, and Cade Kaiser to lead things off as Pierre's trying to quickly answer this one here in the bottom of the second. Jed Zabel in game number 1 went 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a fly out to center, and a pop out to the third baseman. Lights are on here at Hyde Stadium as we still got 2 hours, 20 minutes from sunset, but never too early to have the lights on here at Hyde Stadium. Here's the first pitch to Jed Zabel. He'll take that one for strike 1. And Zabel coming into the doubleheader at 3:27. 13 runs driven in. That one will bounce in, and the count's now 1-1. He'll be available to pitch again on Friday. He threw against Jefferson a couple weeks ago, over a month ago, I guess, and the count's now 1-2 as he swings and misses. But he threw that to Gem against O'Gorman, that complete game shutout on Friday, and he will be available to pitch again this coming Friday. 1-2 pitch. That one bounces in, and it's now 2-2. When things get interesting, and of course you don't have to worry about it so much here on Friday against Jefferson, as here's the 2-2 pitch. And Zabel will launch it out towards center field, backing up to center fielder Lincoln Hardin, and he will backpedal to make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the second. And we'll bring up Grayson Hunsley. Well, you get into next week, Tuesday, against Mitchell, and you have to keep everybody under 80 pitches. And, wow, that's a lot. Well, Lincoln Keno's looked like he was just humming along and end up with 100 pitches on the day and 7 innings. So you have to keep them under 80 pitches because you have the 3 days rest. Well, that third day would be Friday, as Hunsley will ground the first pitch over to the right side, fielded by Talon Richter. The underhand flip to the pitcher covering and Lease, and there's 2 down now here in the bottom of the second. But you keep those guys under 80 pitches because if you, at most, have a 3 days rest, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is day number 3, and then day number 4 would be game day for the first and second round of the state playoffs. So if anybody goes over 80 pitches on Tuesday, well, then they're unavailable to throw then for you on Saturday. And the ultimate goal is to have everybody available Saturday to go win 2 games on Saturday, then everybody be back available the following Saturday to go win 2 games and win a state championship in those 2 Saturdays. 0-1 pitch to Cade Kaiser. That's taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2. Kaiser went 1 for 2. He only came to the plate twice. He tripled with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. As the 0-2 pitch comes in, nearly hits him, and the count's now 1-2. Kaiser's got 12 hits in the season, and he's got 8 of his 12 hits for extra bases. There's a swing and a miss, and Kaiser strikes out, and the inning will come to an end. 1-2-3 inning for Nathan Lease in the bottom of the 2nd. We have the top of the 3rd. Pierre Governors, they are trailing the Brookings Bobcats 1-0. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're in the market for a new home, call my mom or grandma, Kathy. Sunshine Properties is my mom and my grandma.
When you're ready to buy or sell, rely on us, Kathy Sunshine Properties. We'll help you to buy or sell with confidence. When you're out and about, stop and see us at our new location on the corner of Capitol and Central here in Pierre.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Top of the 3rd inning. The Pierre Governors down 1-0. As Jackson Edmond working into the 3rd inning now, and he will deal with 2, 3, and 4. Brooke Hershoff, Ashton Whitty, and Sam Hardin. The first 3 men to deal here in the top of the 3rd with a 1-0 lead for the Bobcats. They got that run on an RBI ground down from Ashton Whitty. As we check the total so far, the pitch total for Jackson Edmond through those 2 innings. As Hershoff is 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman Wiebe in his first trip to the plate. First pitch swinging this time, pops it up. Brecken Kruger will come in. He will take charge out in right center field, make the catch, and there's 1 pitch and 1 out. Here to open up the top of the 3rd inning. And trying to get that pitch count total for you for Jackson Edmond through 1 out here at the top of the 3rd as Ashton Whitty to the plate. He also grounded out to the second baseman Wiebe in his first trip to the plate. That one's fouled back, and it is 0-1 here to Whitty. This will be pitch number 40 for Jackson Edmond. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Edmond will 1 strikeout right now. The backwards K of Josh Devine. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Make it strikeout number 2. 3 pitches on that at bat for Ashton Whitty, and it's now 2 down here in the top of the 3rd. And it brings up Sam Hardin. Hardin to reach on an error to keep the inning alive in the top of the 1st, but then the runner for him, Austin Clark, was picked off between 1st and 2nd. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And the error was charged to Wiebe, but it was more of a collective error by the Governors. Here's the 1-0 pitch, as it's now 2-0. Wiebe had a long way to run for it, and as Kaiser and Kruger both came in, probably should have been either the center fielder or right fielder's ball. And one that was most certainly talked about on the bench, in the dugout, and would be surprised if you see something like that again. 3-0 is the count to Sam Hardin. The 3-0 pitch from Edmond. That one is a get-me-over strike. Actually, a lot of velocity still on it, though. 3-1 is the count. Still good hitters count here for Sam Hardin, who's looking to get on base for the 2nd time. 2 down, nobody on here at the top of the 3rd. 3-1 pitch. That one's popped up, foul territory. Grayson Hunsley trying to race after it. Is he going to run out of room? It landed in play, but not enough time for Hunsley to get over to it. And it does land foul, and the count is now full at 3-2. to Sam Hardin. So Edmond back from a 3-0 count to a 3-2 count. Comes set from the stretch. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Walks him, and there's the third walk issue to the ball game for Edmond, and it keeps the inning alive. And it will bring out also the courtesy runner. It was Austin Clark the first time. I think it's got to stay Austin Clark anyway. Yep, so Clark will run again. Jake Amon, who popped out in foul territory to Grayson Hunsley on a 3-1 count to open up the top of the second, will come to the plate. So Clark was picked off the first time. Emma with a long look over there. First pitch is over for strike one to Amon. In the bottom of the third, the Governors will have 8-9-1. As Nathan Lease has been effective through 2 innings, not allowing the order to flip over. 0-1 pitch, that's line foul. It's now 0-2. And finds its way into fair territory in the corner. I think we'll be okay to keep going. Count is 0-2. Amon down the count. Here's the 0-2 from Edmond to Amon. Instead, a pickoff attempt and back in safely. So now we'll see if we have the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball left side, past the diving and Johnny Lyons into left field. It's now first and second here with 2 down. As Clark was thinking about third base, but hangs back at second. Just the second hit allowed by Jackson Edmonds so far, but the inning continues. A 2-out walk and now a single. First and second for Owen Schneider, who also drew a walk his first trip to the plate. Off the glove of Hunsley, and the runner from second moves up to the third base bag, and the runner from first stayed put. As it's now first and third with a 1-0 count. But with Amon at first base and Edmond, the lefty, not a given that you're going to go steal. That one's a foul ball off of Owen Schneider. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Other scenarios, you're probably saying, yep, that runner from first going to take off for second. But with the lefty on the mound, you can't just take off for second base. 1-1 pitch. That one will miss low and inside. Good block there from Hunsley, able to scoop it up. And the count is 2-1 here to Schneider. Edmond from the stretch, 2-1 pitch. That one is taken for a strike, and we're now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-2 count with 2 on and 2 outs. Here in the top of the third. Edmond comes set from the stretch. 2-2 pitch, runner takes off, missed inside, is now 3-2. Runner takes second without a throw. And a full count pitch upcoming to Owen Schneider. Josh Devine is on deck. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball right side, right to Gary Nedved over first base. Takes one step to step on the bag and retire the side here in the top of the third inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. After 2.5, the Pierre Governors still trailing the Brookings Bobcats 1-0. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
It is the bottom of the third inning. The Pierre Governors, they are down 1-0, 8-9-1. Johnny Lyons, Brecken Kruger, and Jaden Wiebe. First two innings have been strong for Nathan Lease. Lyons' first pitch is in the dirt for ball one. Just one hit so far. He had a walk issued to Stalley, and then a triple from Keenels. That's the only two base runners that he's allowed. He's stranded just one of those two guys on base. As the Governors trail at 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 pitch to Lyons. That one will catch the outside corner. And the count is now 2-1. Theodosopoulos is playing pretty far off the line in left field. He's almost playing closer to left center field as Lyons swings and misses. It's now 2-2. Put a ball down the left field line, and it's an easy double. If not, maybe even a triple. 2-2 pitch. Curveball looked at for strike three. And that's the third strikeout now in the ball game for Nathan Lease. And here's Brecken Kruger. Kruger went 1 for 2 with an RBI double in game number one. That came in the second inning. Also flew out to the right fielder. Only 2 at-bats that he saw. Governors had just went through the lineup twice, and 6 guys came to the plate in the third time around. As the first pitch is over for strike one to Brecken Kruger. 0-1 pitch. That one will miss, and it's now 1-1 to the Governors center fielder. 1-1 pitch. Outside. Kruger trying to be a base runner here for the top of the order. That's due up next. Jaden Wiebe is on deck. Here's a 2-1. That one will miss as well. So a good hitter's count here at 3-1 for Brecken Kruger. Already one extra base hit in this doubleheader. 3-1 pitch. Kruger will take ball 4, and he's a one-out walk. And it wraps back up to the top of the order as Jaden Wiebe will come to the plate. Wiebe grounded out to the shortstop, Amon, to lead off the bottom of the first inning. He is 0 for 3 so far in the day. After drawing a walk in the bottom of the first. Here's the first pitch to Wiebe. He'll sky that one up on the infield. The first baseman will call for it, and Richter, he'll backpedal, make the catch, and then he trips over the monster in the grass, and it's now 2 down. And we'll bring up George Stalley. They call it turf monster, but it's not turf. It's a gopher hole or something. Here's George Stalley. First pitch in the dirt. Good block there from the catcher and Sam Hardin. And the count is 1-0. Stalley walked and was thrown out trying to steal second. 1-0 pitch. Stalley was able to hold back in time. The count's now 2-0. Trying to find the way to get that tying run in. Runner on first, 2 away. 2-0 pitch, catches the knees. And it's now 2-1. Here's a 2-1 pickoff attempt. Diving back in safely is Kruger over at first. From the stretch, 2-1 pitch. Stalley will pop it up foul and then he'll get out of play. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The longest inning that Nathan Lease has had to throw. Here comes the 2-2. From Lease to Stalley. Curveball that misses down low, and it's now 3-1. And Brecken Kruger will get a head start with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Pickoff attempt, though, and back in safely. You're always told, make sure the pitcher goes home. You can't just take off whenever he comes set. This will be pitch number 50 of the day for Nathan Lease. 3-2 pitch. Upstairs for ball 4. Second walk in the inning. And is now first and second with 2 away. And here's Lincoln Keenels, who doubled or tripled his first time to the plate. So he'll be looking for the Governor's second hit and also driving the game's first run for Pierre. Governors have 4 hits on the entire day, 2 triples and 3 triples and a double. And Keenels will foul the first pitch back. No singles at all for the Governors through the first game, and with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. We'll be okay with another double or triple here from Lincoln Keenels. Here's the 0-1 pitch. One comes inside and is now 1-1. Governors had 9 triples coming in. They've got a third of those now here in these 2 games. 1-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. Good block there from Sam Hardin. Kruger started to go, but Hardin blocked it up so cleanly that he was going to get basically a crow hop to third base, picking the ball up. So the count is now 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That one's on the outside edge, now 2-2. So again here a full count. Or not a full count, 2 on and 2 out with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 2-2. Misses low, and it's now full. And again, the Governors will have a chance to get a head start. Kruger leads away from second. 3-2 pitch. Nope. Instead steps off, and Brecken Kruger got back. Again, not a bad idea there from the pitcher, Nathan Lease. So now here's the 3-2 pitch. Runners take off. Keenels will foul that one out of play. And we will do it again here at 3-2. Kruger is on at second, Stalley at first. Both guys walked in the inning. Keenels trying to drive him in. 3-2 pitch once again with 2 outs. And Keenels will foul that one out of play on the right side after a long look from Hershoff, the right fielder. And another 3-2 pitch upcoming. The pitch number 58 here for Nathan Lease. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Again, nope, another pickoff attempt and back in safely on a throw this time from Lease to Schneider at second. Coming set from the stretch. 3-2 pitch. Keenels grounds that one foul, and Landon Badger had to dance out of the way. Make sure that he did not get hit by that foul ball. Well, it remains at 3-2. Again, Kruger leads away from second. Stalley leading away from first. A big at-bat in this ball game. 3-2 pitch once again. Upstairs, and it's ball 4, and the bases are now loaded with 3 walks in the inning. And it's Gary Nedved with an opportunity to drive in and give the Governors a lead with a base hit. The speed of Stalley out at second, and off with contact, a base hit would surely score. Bases loaded with 2 outs. First pitch from Lease to Nedved, taken for strike 1. Nedved 0 for 3 in game 1, struck out swinging in his first at bat in game number 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Nedved will ground it over to the right side. Schneider will stay down on it. Throw to first is in time. And the Governors will strand the bases loaded here in the bottom of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 men left on base. After 3 completes, the Brookings Bobcats lead the Governors 1-0. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Comtech is a total technology solutions provider. Comtech is ready to get technology to work for you, not against you. Stop into Comtech to see our selection of TVs, home audio systems, computers, and security systems. They have brand names like Samsung, Bose, Sonos, and Lenovo, just to name a few. Comtech has what you're looking for in technology. Stop in at 1601 Lowell Avenue in Pierre or visit their website at comtechplus.com. Comtech, your trusted technology solutions provider.
Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman at Floss Dentistry in Pierre is family owned and operated. They have modern practice with skill and caring staff. They have same-day availability. Floss Dentistry is located at 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre with hours Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. Give them a call at 605-224-2161 and don't put off that scheduled cleaning any longer. Floss Dentistry, 603 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or give Dr. Nick and Chelsea Redeman a call at 605-224-2161.
As we welcome you back here, top of the fourth inning, the Pierre Governors, they are down 1-0 to the Brookings Bobcats, as it will be 7, 8, and 9. Josh Devine, Talon Richter, and Peyton Theodosopoulos be the first 3 hitters. Not to brag, but I've gotten Theodosopoulos right, or at least I think I got it right every time that I've said his last name. Here's the first pitch from Jackson Edmond to Josh Devine. That one's taken for strike 1. 1-0 is our score. The only run of the ball game so far. Lincoln Hardin led off with a single and came in with the RBI ground out. As that one's over for a strike, and the count's now 0-2. Since then, 1 hit for Brookings. Only 1 hit so far for the Governors. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Edmond to Devine. That one's high and outside. It's now 1-2. So it is 1-2-0 for the Bobcats. 0-1-1 for the Governors. That one's outside, and the count's now 2-2. Here to Josh Devine. He struck out looking. One of 2 strikeout victims from Jackson Edmond. 2-2. From Edmond to Devine. Swing and a miss, and Devine struck out again. Leadoff man retired here to open up the top of the 4th inning. As it'll bring up Talon Richter. Richter was hit by a pitch. Got him up in the helmet. As he was left stranded at second base, as Edmond was able to get out of a bases-loaded jam at the top of the 2nd. Just like Nathan Lease out of the bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the 3rd. There's a swing and a miss, and both guys made that trouble happen by themselves. 2 walks and a hit by pitch for Edmond the 2nd. 3 walks in the bottom of the 3rd from Nathan Lease. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, says now 0-2. But both guys were able to work their way out of that jam as well by getting a couple ground balls. Count is 0-2 to Talon Richter. 0-2 pitch from Edmond. That one misses low and outside. Here's the 1-2. And Richter is able to spoil it. Fouls it over off the netting and into the third base dugout where one of the Bobcats is able to make the catch. And it remains a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Wiebe trying to backhand on the slide. It cannot make the play, and it's a 1-out single for Talon Richter. 3rd hit of the ball game for the Bobcats. And it brings up the number 9 hitter in Peyton Theodosopoulos. Theodosopoulos walked back in the top of the 2nd. And was left stranded there at second base after Lincoln Hardin grounded out. 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch from Edmond instead of check over at first, and back in safely is Richter. So far, 8 and 9 for the Bobcats. Been on base all 3 times with their 4th plate appearance here. First pitch misses high and inside to Theodosopoulos, although that was high enough where even if he didn't duck, it wouldn't have hit him. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That one will catch the outside edge, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. And Theodosopoulos went 1 for 2 with an RBI, or excuse me, 2 for 3 with an RBI in the 2 games that he played over last weekend, in the 10-0 loss to Mitchell, and then the 22-0 win to Rapid City Central. Pickoff attempt, and back in safely was Richter over at first. Ball started to squeak away from Nedved. Here's the 1-1 from Edmond to Theodosopoulos. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. Looking for strikeout number 4 is Edmond. The big left-hander comes set from the stretch. 1-2 pitch upstairs, and it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two on its way from Jackson Edmond. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Second of the inning, 4th of the ball game for Edmond. And there's now 2 down, and it brings back up Lincoln Hardin, the top of the order. 71 pitches now for Jackson Edmond, so he's down to the last 34 here in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Still plenty to work with, but maybe not so much for a full 7 innings. First pitch, swing and a miss from Lincoln Hardin. He is 1 for 2, singled and also grounded out. He is the only run to score in this second game so far. Pickoff attempt, and again back in safely is Richter over at first base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hardin grounds it foul over to the third base coaching box. And it's now 0-2, and Edmond has to work with. Edmond looking for his 3rd strikeout of the inning, which would be 5th in the ball game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Line shot right back up the middle. It's a 2-out single. Hit so hard right back up the middle that Kruger fielded on 2 hops, and no chance for Richter to go from first to third. So it's still first and second with 2 away. And it brings up Breck Hershoff, who is 0 for 2. Hershoff grounded out to the second baseman Wiebe in his first at-bat, then also flew out to center field in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the first pitch to Hershoff. That one misses low for ball 1. And again, Edmond starting to get a little bit longer in the pitch count as he has thrown 75 pitches. Pitch number 76 on its way. And there's a line shot to right field. Cade Kaiser going over, can't make the catch. He gets past him, and 1 run will score. The second run coming around. He will come in to score. The throw going to third. It's going to go short. A stand-up 2 RBI triple with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, and Brookings has opened it up to a 3-0 lead. Back-to-back hard-hit balls from the Bobcats, and it's now a 3-0 advantage for the Bobcats, and Breck Hershoff has got 2 RBIs. And here's now Ashton Whitty, who has one of those. He has the other of the 3 RBIs with the ground out. And a base hit would make it 4-0. There's a first pitch strike to Ashton Whitty. 0 for 2, ground out to the second baseman Wiebe, and also a strikeout victim to Edmond. 0-1 pitch. That one's popped up, shallow center field, long run coming in, and going out, Lincoln Keynoles can't make the catch as he and Reckitt Kruger run into each other. The throw going to second, diving is Wiebe to try and get Whitty out at second, unable to. And the inning will continue. And it's a 4-0 ball game. And in the game, in these two games that have gone, they've gone very, very, not a lot of runs to be scored. That really bust things open here for the Bobcats in game number 2. And here's Sam Hardin. And he's got an RBI opportunity. A base hit. Could score. Whitty out at second. That one's a strike taken. Give Whitty a credit for the double with an RBI. It's a tough play for, even if they don't run into each other, tough play for either one of those guys to make. Not even sure which one actually got a piece of the ball, as it counts 1-1 here to Sam Hardin. He's been on base twice, reached on an error, and also walked. Clark was picked off, running for him between first and second. Then he was straight at third base. 1-1 pitch. That one misses inside, and it's now 2-1. So a 3-run inning here for Brookings on 4 hits. And still a runner on second with 2 away. Here's a 2-1. That one's popped up right side. Nedved trying to give chase. Looks like he's going to run out of room. He does as it hits the top of the dugout out of play, and it's now 2-2. Let's see if Edmond can finish off this inning, as he will be throwing pitch number 83. So it's now becoming a little bit harder and harder to finish out this ball game for Edmond, as he's just trying to get through the 4th inning right now. As that one's upstairs for ball 3. No action in the right field bullpen for the Governors. Let's see maybe who, if there's somebody on the field that will come in to throw. 3-2 pitch. That was a hard hit ball out towards left field. Stalley going back on it, still going back, and it's going to be one hop off the wall. Another run will score. To 5-0 lead on a back-to-back doubles here for the Bobcats. 3rd straight extra base hit against Edmond, all coming with 2 outs. That's the 4th hit with 2 outs for the Bobcats here in the top of the 4th, and they now lead at 5-0. And it brings up Jake Alman, who also singled. He's had one of the 2 hits coming into the 4th inning. Now he gets some activity out in the bullpen. Christian Bush is going to start warming up here for Pierre. Edmond comes set. Here's the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Listen to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, as we're past 7 o'clock here on this Tuesday. Final 5 games now of the season for Pierre. They won the first one of the last 6. Down 5-0 here in game number 2. That one is shot out to left field. That one is going back, still going back, and that one gets out for a 2-run home run for Jake Alman. And it's now a 7-0 lead for the Brookings Bobcats. And a 6th-run inning and a 2-run homer, as that will, looks like, I think George Stalley ran out into the left field wall. He's a little shaken up. Ryan Kruger making his way out there. And also could be a little bit of a strategy to make sure that to get Christian Bush warming up some extra time. As they will leave Jackson Edmond in again here with Owen Schneider, the number 9, the 9th man to come to the plate, 7th man in the order, but, or excuse me, 6th man in the order. But now here's Owen Schneider. So a 2-run home run from Jake Alman, a 6-run inning, and a 7-0 lead now. First pitch is taken high for ball 1. All coming with 2 outs, scoring those runs, and it's 4 straight extra base hits, 5 hits in total with 2 outs. That one's fouled back and out of play. The count is 1-1 to Owen Schneider, who walked and also grounded out. A strikeout, a single from Richter, another strikeout, and then a single, triple, double, double, and a home run. That one misses inside and low, and it's now 2-1. And not the fourth inning looked like, I wouldn't say Edmond was cruising through the fourth inning, but things really fell apart for Edmond. There's a throw to first from Jaden Wiebe, and that will retire the side. Here in the top of the fourth inning, all 9 men come to the plate for Brookings. They score 6 times on 6 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. After 3.5, the Pierre Governors down 7-0 to the Brookings Bobcats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Lil Sweet! Did you miss your exit?
For the second time in a row.
Ooh, third time's a charm. You deserve a treat for that time on the road. Did you lose your favorite sunglasses?
Yes, and they were on my head.
Or did you remember your wallet, but forget your phone instead? So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you've probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you meal prep all your lunches and order tacos instead?
I'm so ashamed. Please don't tell my wife.
I went to the grocery store and actually remembered my reusable bags.
Earth-friendly, so sexy. It's one of a kind, it'll blow your mind. That deserves a Dr. Pepper.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we enter the bottom of the fourth inning, it is a 7-0 lead here for the Brookings Bobcats. Jet Zabel will lead things off. It'll be Zabel, Hunsley, and then Kaiser. 5, 6, and 7 here for the Pierre Governors. First pitch from Zabel, right back up the middle for a base hit. There's the Governors' second hit of the ball game. Didn't give me a chance here to welcome in Blake Dean to the broadcast, so he'll join me for the rest of this broadcast and hopefully bring in some luck here in the bottom of the fourth inning because the Governors down by a touchdown. They would like for a Hail Mary right now.
Absolutely, John. And, as far as this 6 spot that the Bobcats put up here in the top of the fourth, let's hope that the Govs can match it and keep this a one-run ball game.
First pitch swinging from Grayson Hunsley. That's a swung on and missed as he grounded out to the first baseman. 3-1 put out in the bottom of the second inning. Governors had the bases loaded but left stranded in the third as Hunsley will foul a pitch off. That was looking like a Vladimir Guerrero type swing. Almost like he tried to hit it off the bounce. And the count is now 0-2.
I think Vladimir Guerrero actually homered on a pitch that bounced, if I'm not mistaken, at one point.
I don't remember that, but I would not. If there's anybody that does it, it's Vladimir Guerrero. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and Hunsley strikes out, and there's one down.
Although we should probably clarify for our younger listeners that it was we are talking Vladimir Guerrero Sr.
Yeah.
Granted, that dates us a little bit as far as things that way go. We don't really associate junior. We have to specifically put junior. When we don't say junior, we're talking Vlad Guerrero Sr.
That's right. Here's the first pitch to Kate Kaiser, misses for ball one. I was just about ready to say that, too, that there's a lot of people that, like Fernando Tatis Sr.
That's right.
There's a lot of them that, a lot of these kids and all the high school kids have no idea what Fernando Tatis Sr. was like.
What's the cool point of trivia for Fernando Tatis Sr.? You probably know it as a Cardinals fan. I do know it.
I'll give everybody a chance here to think about that. It counts 1-1, although I won't be able to hear anybody's answer. Swing and a miss by Cade Kaiser. It's now 1-2, but he is the only guy in Major League history to hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Correct.
And also the Dodgers are the team that decided to pitch or have the same pitcher throw to Fernando Tatis with the bases loaded twice in an inning. Here's a throw to second. He's going to be out. No, they're going to say he's safe at second. They're not going to say it was on the exchange. So it's first and second. I think maybe he was even off the bag as well. So it's first and second with 1 out. And it brings up Johnny Lyons. And the Governors catch a break. And it's still with just 1 out in the inning. Get something rolling.
They really do, John. There was a ground ball to the third baseman who bobbled it initially and then tried to go to second to get the force out to get the lead runner. but was unable to do so. The throw kind of pulled the second baseman off the bag and allowed both runners to be safe here. And let's see if the Governors can get something cooking here with one out and Johnny Lyons at the plate.
They give the air charge to the third baseman, Devine. There's a ground ball back to the third baseman. Devine will step on the bag for one. Throw across the diamond. It's not going to be in time. It will go down as a fielder's choice, but there's now 2 away. And Zabel is retired. 5U on the fielder's choice, which makes it first and second for Brecken Kruger, who had the RBI double back in game number 1. He drew a walk back in the bottom of the third. And he was looking to try and drive in the game's first run for the Governors. Down 7-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch from Lease. That misses for ball 1.
Yeah, big opportunity for Brecken Kruger to put a ball in play here. Get something to the outfield that would give the Govs some life here, currently with a 0 up on the board.
Ground ball, that is just fouled down the third base line. Well, it works out for the Governors because it was stabbed over at third base by Devine. So the count is even at a ball and a strike to Brecken Kruger.
Devine's seeing a lot of balls on the ground this inning over there at third base. Let's see if Kruger can sit on the slow stuff here and maybe line a ball back up the middle.
Here's the 1-1 from Lease. Instead, a turnaround looking for a pickoff attempt, but no throw to the second baseman. So Kaiser's leading away from second. Lions away from first. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Kruger. This time he pops it up on the infield. It's going to be the shortstop backpedaling out into shallow center field. Amon to make the catch, and it retires aside here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. After 4 innings, the Pierre Governors down 7-0 to the Brookings Bobcats. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your Y at the Milwaukee Family YMCA in Pierre, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 7-0 lead for the Brookings Bobcats. Christian Bush now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors as he will take over for Jackson Edmond. As we'll give you the totals for Jackson Edmond. He went 4 innings, allowing 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He did hit 1 man for the Pierre Governors. So Christian Bush will take over as he'll have 7, 8, and 9. But for Christian Bush, 13 and 3rd inning so far. This is his 3rd appearance in relief. 5th appearance overall in the season. 28 hits allowed, 19 runs, 13 of them earned, 7 walks, 8 strikeouts. He has hit 1 man, an ERA of, which will be for Christian Bush, if I get back to it, an ERA of 6.825 and a whip of 2.025 so far in the year for Christian Bush. But he will deal with Josh Devine, Talon Richter, and Peyton Diodosopoulos.
Hey.
Yeah. I cannot believe how good of a job I've done on that name.
Way to go, John. Proud of you. That's a name that I will vouch for John. He has struggled with since he's gotten here. So the fact that he is perfect, knock on wood, we'll keep the train rolling here.
You know what? We'll call it a win even if I screw it up because there's inevitably I will screw it up at some point. 0-1 pitch. That one misses outside. It's now 1-1. Devine is 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Struck out swinging in the 4th. And that was a 4th inning for Jackson Edmond. He probably wants back, but he had two of the first 3 guys retired as that one's popped foul and out of play. And one thing that you can't fault Jackson Edmond on, too, is the fact that he didn't walk anybody in that inning. They just hit the ball hard, and he nearly got out of it. A pop-up into shallow center field that was between Lincoln Keno's and Brecken Kruger. I don't know if the play is made, whether they bump into each other or not, but nearly got out of it and turns into a 6-run inning, and it's now a 7-0 game. Counts 2-2 here to Josh Devine.
Yeah, really all you can ask for from a pitcher is just throw the ball over the plate and make the other team beat you.
Counts now 3-2 as that one misses. Again, you're exactly right. That walks, hitting guys, errors will really frustrate you. As that one's out to right field, that's a base hit for Josh Devine to lead things off here in the top of the 5th inning. And while they continue to pile up the base hits, that's now hit number 9. That's 4 walks so far, 3 and then one hit batter. But it's been you tip the cap to the other team just getting base hits.
You really do. This is a hitting display here within the last couple of innings from the Brookings Bobcats. Just getting here, seeing kind of the end of that rally in the top of the 4th, but really seeing them spray the ball all over the field, be it left field. That was a beautiful inside-out swing from Devine to lace the ball to right field on the single that just happened recently.
There's a pop fly of the right fielder, Kate Kaiser, to put that one away as Talon Richter's retired. He is now 1 for 2. And it brings up Peyton Theodosopoulos. Say it a little bit quicker every time because I don't want to mess it up.
I think that's confidence, John.
That's confidence.
Yeah.
That's also just, if I say it so fast, nobody's going to know if I mess it up or not. Here's the first pitch to Theodosopoulos. Runner takes off. There's a swing. A swing and a miss. It was caught by Hunsley, but no chance to throw the runner out at second in Devine, so he steals it easily. And now a runner on second with 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning.
I think I remember you calling him Peyton Theo at one point.
Yes.
Just because wasn't even going to try to say the last name. But you're definitely, this is very much an improvement, and you should really pat yourself on the back regardless of the outcome.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a swing. It was a foul tip. Theodosopoulos got a piece of it. Now that's confidence.
That was confidence, slowing it down, not trying to rush through it.
The amount of times, the amount of different names that he's probably had called just by me, not even anybody else, just by me on the radio over the last 3 years. As he skies this one out towards right field, Kate Kaiser comes in again. He'll make the catch. Runner will fake the tag, and there's now 2 down. And Theodosopoulos is now 0 for 2. And it brings up Lincoln Hardin.
Is Theodosopoulos a senior this year?
I really hope so. No, I think he is. Not that I don't want him to keep playing high school sports, but I don't want to call that last name anymore. Although he's probably got a little brother or little sister somewhere that's going to be playing for Brookings again here soon. And then, of course, he's probably got cousins, and they'll probably move to Pierre. That'll play every sport. They'll have to say it every single day.
I was going to say, then you'll become a master at the name.
Here's a 1-0 pitch upstairs. It's now 2-0. And I ask him, what made you move to Pierre? Just to spite you. Okay, well, I appreciate that. 2-0 count here to Lincoln Hardin. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Line shot. Johnny Lyons just couldn't quite get the glove over to it. It goes down the left field line. Stalley did a good job of getting over to it, but good base running by Devine off with contact. He scores easily. And it's now an 8-0 lead and a game of inches. Just another inch to the right for Johnny Lyons, and that's a catch in a scoreless inning. But instead, it's an RBI single for Lincoln Hardin, who's now 3 for 4.
Yep, absolutely. A line shot by Hardin down the third baseline that just was out of the reach of Johnny Lyons. If that ball is, even an inch to the right, that's an easy catch, and we're out of this inning without any runs being scored.
That one's popped up on the left side. Lincoln Keenels will take charge. He'll make the catch and retire things here in the top of the 5th. 1 run does score on 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 4.5, it is now an 8-0 lead for the Brookings Bobcats as you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from his Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
As we welcome you back here at the bottom of the fifth inning, the Pierre Governors down 8-0 now to the Brookings Bobcats. John McClure alongside Blake Dean, as it is going to be the top of the order. Jaden Wiebe, George Stalley, and Lincoln Keenels here for the Brookings for the Pierre Governors, as it is still Nathan Lease on the mound. He's thrown 4 innings, 2 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts so far. Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe as he'll swing at that first pitch. Line it out to center field, going over the head of the center fielder and Lincoln Hardin, rounding his first to heading to second. Bobbling it was Harden, so Wiebe will take off for third. The throw coming to third, head first slide, and a triple to lead things off for Jaden Wiebe. And the Governors are in business to score at least that first run of the ball game.
Yeah, beautiful piece of hitting by Jaden Wiebe, lining that ball out to left center field over the head of Hardin. Ball almost gets to the wall, and Hardin does end up bobbling it out there in center field. So Wiebe is given the opportunity to take an extra base and just dives in ahead of the tag, of the third baseman.
Stalley will get that first run of the ball game home as he grounds it to the second baseman. The throw to first was almost not in time from Schneider to Richter, but he does retire Stalley, but an RBI ground out for the Governors, and they are on the board, down 8-1 here in the bottom of the fifth inning, as it brings up Lincoln Keenels. 2 pitches, and we've got a triple and an out recorded. Quick inning here for Lease right now. 74 pitches through 4 1/3. There's a first pitch strike taken for Lincoln Keenels.
And I think that speaks to the effectiveness of Lease too. You know, putting the ball over the plate, making the other team put the bat on the ball. And right now the Governors, granted, with Lincoln Keenholz just lining that single to left field, that's 4 hits now for the Governors. But with that hit, you know, I think he's thrown 75 pitches at this point and only allowed 4 hits, made the other team put the ball in play here through 4 1/3. So really effective job by Lease on the mound here.
Here is Gary Nedved. He is 0 for 2. Keenholz is 2 for 2 now in the ball game. He tripled, walked, and also singled as he fouls the first pitch back, and it's 0-1 here to Nedved. Jed Zabel is on deck. He is 1 for 2 as well. Nedved looking to break out of a slump, and it would be great to see a hard-hit ball somewhere for Nedved. That one will be floated out towards center field. Maybe it's going to come in. Diving for it, unable to make the catch, is the center fielder in Hardin. That'll be a base hit for Gary Nedved, and his first and second with 1 down. And the Governors, that's their 3rd hit here of the inning. That's more than what they had through the first 4 innings with just 2 hits. And now here is Jet Zabel. Look at good start here to this bottom of the 5th.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity here for Jet Zabel to put a crooked number on the board here for the Governors and see if we can claw our way back into this game.
Here's the first pitch to Jet Zabel. He'll sky that one out to center field. A couple back pedals from the center fielder in Hardin. Lincoln Keenholz will take off for third. They're not even going to try to throw him out at third base. He'll take it easily. There's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th, and it will bring up Grayson Hunsley, the catcher. And maybe a chance to give the Governors a little extra, another run. I mean, you can't get all 8 back in one swing, but he had a couple of runs here in the 5th inning. Start to grab that momentum back.
Absolutely. Like I said, putting a crooked number up on the board would be huge for the momentum to swing or start to swing back in the Govs' favor here.
Hunsley will pop up the first pitch, right side in foul territory. Richter will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the inning. 1 run does score in the inning for 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. After 5 completes, it is 8-1. The Brookings Bobcats lead it over the Pierre Governors. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Top of the sixth inning, the Pierre Governors down 8-1. It is 3, 4, and 5. Ashton Whitty, Sam Hardin, and Jake Alman. They all went for extra bases, including that 2-run homer from Jake Alman back in the top of the fourth inning. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean as Christian Busch works into his second inning. Nearly got a 0 in the top of the fifth, unable to make that happen, but here in the top of the sixth, and it becomes important now here for Christian Busch and the Governors to get zeros in the sixth and seventh to give yourself a chance in the last two innings.
Absolutely. You know, we need to put up a couple of crooked numbers here in both the sixth and the seventh to give ourselves a chance. So two zeros here from Christian Busch would be huge in at least putting together part of that or putting that piece of the puzzle in place here for a potential huge Governor comeback.
Ashton Whitty will single on the 1-0 pitch, and it's a leadoff man on here in the top of the sixth inning. Whitty's now 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And it brings up Sam Hardin. That was a hard hit line drive just past Christian Busch's glove on the left side. Here is now Sam Hardin, who also doubled home a run. Runner takes off for second to throw 2 seconds. Going to be wide, gets into center field. Taking off for third is going to be Whitty. The throw to third will be wide. And a stolen base for Whitty. And then an error will be charged to Hunsley. And the runner moves from first to third as the count is 0-1 here to Sam Hardin.
Yeah, ball that just kind of got away from the middle infield there, and it looks like the Govs now with the runner on third are bringing their infield in.
There's a hard hit ball to the left side past a diving Johnny Lyons in the left. That run will come in to score, and it's back-to-back singles here to open up the top of the sixth. And as quickly as the Governors got that run to make it 8-1, it's back up to an 8-run lead with an RBI single from Sam Hardin as Austin Clark will make his way back out to run for Sam Hardin, the catcher. So now here is Jake Amon, who is 2 for 3, a single and a 2-run homer. He's got half of the cycle done. First pitch, Clark takes off. The throw to second, not going to be in time. Stealing it easily is Sam Hardin. And there's a runner on second now with nobody out, with a first pitch ball taken to Amon.
And that's just kind of the benefit of having this 8-run cushion here for the Brookings Bobcats, is not that the run on second base doesn't mean anything, but you can take more chances when you've got an 8-run lead like they do, and so they're able to, put runners in motion here, move them from first to second, and not really have to worry too much if they get thrown out.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-1. And also, I think Brookings can smell it right now because they are 2 runs away from going up by 10 and a possibility of a 10-run rule in this game. And you take away the fourth inning, it's a 2-1, 3-1 ball game right now. And there it was, shot out towards center field. Going back on it is Kruger. He will get turned around, make the catch up against the track. Runner will tag from second to third. Good catch there by Kruger. Good concentration on a ball that, I wouldn't say that he misjudged, but end up having to turn back around. That's a tough play for an outfielder to make.
It really is. Speaking from experience as a former outfielder myself, getting turned around on a ball and trying to readjust is one of the hardest things to do when you're going back on a baseball that's hit over your head. And Brecken Kruger did a great job of readjusting, finding the ball, and making sure he secured it for the first out.
Owen Schneider will line the first pitch into center field for a base hit. That'll score another run, and it's now a 10-1 ball game. as Schneider is 1 for 3 with an RBI single now. And it will have him on first with Josh Devine at the plate. If Schneider comes around to score, then the Governors are in a must-score situation in the bottom of the 6th inning to keep the ball game alive.
Yep, absolutely.
There's a ground ball foul down the third base line.
Kind of where I was going with that was they kind of are in a must-score situation as it is if they want to claw their way back into this game. But that puts the emphasis on it because then they don't get an extra inning the bottom of the 7th to potentially do that here if Brookings scores this next run and makes it a 10-run ball game.
Devine is 1 for 3. He singled the lead off the top of the 5th inning and came around to score on the RBI single from Lincoln Hardin. There's a strike taken. The count's now 0-2. And just one out here in the top of the 6th. Already 2 runs have scored on 3 hits in the inning.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and to your point about, Jackson Edmond is, as Bush gets a swinging strikeout for out number 2 here. Speaking to your point about Jackson Edmond, I think you could say the same thing about Christian Bush in that, he's really thrown the ball over the plate too, and Brookings has just really come out this game and put the bat on the ball and really sprayed it around the yard. So they've done a great job of taking advantage here.
Runner takes off on the first pitch to Talon Richter. It was a strike, and stealing second was Schneider. So now a base hit could give them a 10-run lead. Talon Richter is 1 for 2 so far. Yeah, Bush has not walked a guy. He has given up 5 hits, all singles, but he has not walked a guy, and that was his first strikeout. But he's up 0-2 in the count now to Talon Richter. So he's got an opportunity here to keep this a 9-run game going in the bottom of the 6th and let the Governors mount their comeback, as they will have 7, 8, 9 up in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a line shot by Richter as he went down to go get that off-speed pitch from Bush, and he remains alive at 0-2. After tonight, the Governors will take on Jefferson on Friday. That's a 5 o'clock start for the doubleheader. And then on Tuesday next week, the Mitchell Colonels will be in town. It was originally scheduled to be Sunday. It's been moved to Tuesday. It's also a later start time. 6:30 is first pitch of that doubleheader, as the 0-2 pitch is fouled not out of play, but down the left field line, and still 0-2 here to Richter.
Yeah, some more huge games coming up for the Governors, both against Jefferson and Mitchell here on Friday and Tuesday of next week. So another opportunity to pick up some wins and some seed points.
There's a chopper at the plate, fielded by Bush. He will underhand flip it over to Nedved to retire the side. So the Governors are able to get out of it without going down by 10 runs, as they give up 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 5.5. The Pierre Governors down 10-1 to Brookings. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Pierre Governors, they trail it 10-1 to the Brookings Bobcats. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. As the Governors have 7, 8, 9, Kate Kaiser, Johnny Lyons, and Brecken Kruger to lead things off. As it is a couple of final scores. We had talked about Roosevelt beating Yankton. That's the number 1 seed being the number 6 seed, 2-0 in game number 1. Lincoln, the 3 seed, beat O'Gorman, the 14 seed, 5-4. That would actually be a first-round matchup in the state playoffs if no seeds change, as Kaiser fouls the first pitch away. And then the other final score, Braden Valley, the number 2 seed, beat Harrisburg 6-5. Harrisburg, the number 5 seed. In the right now, as the standings sit going into today, there's a swing and a miss by Kaiser. It's now 0-2. And then here are the Pierre Governors, the 8th seed, winning game number 1 against Brookings 4-1, but now trailing 10-1 here in game number 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Kaiser, and Kaiser will sky that out to left field. Underneath it is Theodosopoulos. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it brings up Johnny Lyons, who's 0-2. So, I see you're looking at the standings, too, that we have up here in the press box right now, and it's pretty tight. I mean, you look at who is in the top 4 and who's in the next 4, and even you look at Huron, Sturgis, and Stevens, and Jefferson O'Gorman, that's not a given number 1 game to win. You look at Central and Douglas, those might be the only 2, I wouldn't even say guarantees, but as close to a guarantee as you get. Everybody else, I wouldn't want to play O'Gorman even if you're the 3 seed playing the 14 seed, as that one's fouled out of play and is now 0-2, and that's all the way up to the number 9 seed.
Right, absolutely. And just looking at their records and putting their records even aside, O'Gorman's played 15 games. They only have 4 wins, but you look at Sioux Falls Lincoln, who's played only 13 games, and they have 8 wins. So there's really only 4 wins that separate the 14 seed from the 3 seed. Granted, there are teams in the middle there, such as a Mitchell, who's got 13 wins. Harrisburg also has 13 wins just because they've played, frankly, more games. But pretty wild to think that the separation between the 14 seed and the 3 seed is only a 4-win difference, taking their number of games and their records out of the equation.
Kruger pops that pitch up foul, and it will land near the lawn chair guys, and a couple guys scattering it, and the count's now 1-1.
Yeah, an opportunity for John to maybe get his hands on a foul ball. He stood up and reached his hands out the window, but didn't quite make the play. It landed a little bit too far in front.
I don't remember I guess, was it Saturday, maybe Friday? A ball hit was straight up off the wall above me, and that one's popped up. Shallow left field going out to the shortstop, and Amon to make the catch and retire the side. That one's a little dangerous to try to have the shortstop go make, but it's a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 6th. A 10-1 lead for Brookings going to the top of the 7th. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here, top of the 7th inning, it is a 10-1 lead for the Brookings Bobcats as it'd be 9-1-2. Peyton Theodosopoulos, Lincoln Hardin, and Breck Hershoff to lead things off. I got a little bit better by also pausing myself to make sure I don't mess up Theodosopoulos' last name. But he is 0-2, walked, struck out swinging, and also flew out to right field.
I was going to say, I noticed the hesitation there when between the first name and the last name.
It's not the first or the last time that I've done that. There's a ground ball to the right side. Wiebe won't be able to get to it. It's a seeing eye single for Theodosopoulos. And the leadoff man aboard to open up the top of the 7th inning. As that is hit number 12 in just the last 3 innings. That's hit number 14 overall, but 12 hits from the 4th, 5th, 6th, and now in the 7th.
Yeah, again, kind of going back to what we talked about before, with 14 hits total, Brookings has really just sprayed the ball around the yard here in game number 2. Excellent display of hitting here from the Bobcats.
There's a ground ball to third for 1. Back to first is not going to be in time. Nearly a 5-4-3 double play, but a good turn from Lyons to Wiebe. Just not a little bit too much speed for Lincoln Hardin. And it goes down as a fielder's choice for Hardin. He is now 1. He is 3 for 5 in the ball game. He's not even close to being 1 for 5. Breck Hershoff, he is 1 for 4 with a 2 RBI triple. Here's the first pitch. Runner takes off for second. The throw 2 seconds. A tag might have been just barely missed by Wiebe. And maybe got in the hand in time was Lincoln Hardin, but he was very close to being thrown out at second.
He was, and I think the tag by Wiebe just missed the runner, so able to pick up another stolen base here for the Bobcats.
That one's popped up. That'll be foul. That will be coming in and land off of one of the chairs in the stands, and the count's now 1-1. The hardest part about trying to catch a foul ball here is losing sight of it. Unless it's a line shot right back to me, you lose sight on a pop-up.
Yep, and I think, honestly, that's probably the only way that we're going to get one up here is if it's a line shot directly back to us.
and that happened where it's just above, like it landed, hit the wall just right above the press box and the window opening.
Okay.
On Saturday, I believe it was. And that was also would have been a really tough catch to make because it probably could have gone through the door as hard as that was coming at me. That one's upstairs, and it's now 2-2 here to Breck Hershoff.
It's still your dream to catch one, and it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It will happen. This is the year.
The one time that it'll probably would be like perfect, I'll probably dive out of the way and get too scared of it. As it misses low, and it's now 3-2.
I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit, John. Just bring the day you bring your glove is the day that it's going to happen.
Oh, man. Show up, and as there's a fly ball out towards right center field. Kruger going back on it. It'll bounce up against the wall. Kruger will throw it back in. They're going to try and score the run. The throw coming to the plates. It's just a little bit up the line, and a slide in safely for Lincoln Hardin as he scores on the RBI double from Breck Hershoff. His third RBI of the ball game, second extra base hit, and the lead is 10 now for the Bobcats at 11-1.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting by Hershoff. I mean, he put that ball into right center field as a right-handed hitter. You talk about hitting to all fields. That one was driven out there with power that one-hopped the wall, and he's easily standing on second base in the run. Almost thrown out at the plate, but does score from second base.
There's a diving catch by Brecken Kruger. He comes back up with it. The throw to second. The tag on second base, and that'll be a double play. They said it was on the transfer when he dropped the ball, so it ends up being a double play, and the Governors will get out of the inning as Hershoff, he's hesitated, and then he took off for third thinking the ball was going to get down, and Kruger really didn't even have to dive to make the play. It came right to him, but it goes as an 8-5 double play, and it will end the inning here in the top of the seventh, and the Governors need at least 10 to keep this ball game alive. One run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and one man left, no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the seventh. The Pierre Governors down 11-1 to the Brookings Bobcats. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hardin Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Hardin Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Hardin Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Hardin Electric, 224-8684.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Bottom of the seventh, the Governors have the top of the order as it will be Jade Wiebe, George Staley, and Lincoln Keenels, and they need 10 runs, down 11-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. It can be done. Where there's still 3 outs to have to get, and that couldn't be difficult to get because we have a new pitcher on the mound. Braden Clifford will be the man on the mound now for the Brookings Bobcats. So Clifford takes over after Nathan Lease went those 6 innings, and it becomes Clifford to try and close it out. Obviously not a safe situation as Jade Wiebe gets hit by the pitch to open things up. Well, that's a good start for the Governors. They need it. Need any way they can get. So the first man is on 1 pitch. And here's George Staley.
Yeah, and to your point, John, that's the beautiful thing about baseball is, even in a seemingly blowout game like this, you still have to get 3 outs. Whereas in football, you can, take a knee, that type of thing. In basketball or hockey, you can just run the clock out. And one of the nice things about baseball, my favorite things about baseball is the game is truly not over until that 3rd out is recorded.
Oh, and right now Clifford's got to find it because he's hit Staley on the first pitch. So now it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out, and the first 2 guys have been hit by a pitch. And if you're Lincoln Keenels and anybody else after him now, you're going, please don't hit me. You get a little nervous when you see a guy get hit in back-to-back, 2 guys get hit in back-to-back pitches.
And if I believe right, I think that's on 2 pitches that he's hit both batters.
Yeah.
So Clifford really struggling to find the plate here. Obviously, that's a big positive for the Governors here.
So now we do have action in the right field bullpen that started before the inning actually got underway, as it counts now 2-0. So it's 4 straight misses, and it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out. And I think, well, maybe they're just playing catch to keep the arm loose. It's now turning into, hey, you better warm up because the count's 3-0. He's missed on all 5 of his pitches, and he's quickly about to load the bases with nobody out. And this is best case scenario for the Pierre Governors.
Absolutely, John. And you take a look at, as there's ball 4 and Keenholz reaches base without taking the bat off his shoulder, you look at all 7 pitches here that Clifford has thrown. He's loaded the bases on 7 pitches, and nobody has put a bat on the ball. That is, in a normal game, granted this is a big 10-run cushion here that the Bobcats have, but this is a recipe for disaster if this was a tight ball game.
Matthew Brewer will hit for Gary Nedved with the bases loaded and nobody out. And that's the walk out from the third base dugout to the mound as for the head coach is going to be one that is very disheartening, and also the blood pressure is rising a little bit because all is saying, hey, just throw strikes. We're up by 10. The last thing we need is 5 runs to score without ever having to put the ball in play. But for Coach Bauer and now for the Bobcats, to see if he was able to calm him down. But there's another pitch that is missed, so it's ball 1. That's 7 straight to open up. Bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. And it is action in the left field bullpen as Brewer will swing and pop that one foul out of play, and it's now 1-1.
And I think if you're the Pierre coaching staff, granted that was the first strike was that foul ball, but you'd think that maybe telling the hitter here to see one go over the plate because he's really struggled to find the zone here.
As that one's upstairs, it's now 2-1. Yeah, because sometimes you swing at a pitch that's out of the zone for a strike, and all of a sudden then that pitcher finds it because you helped him out. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Brewer will foul that one back, and it's now 2-2. And this is a big spot here for both these teams because while it's a 10-run game and it's not within striking distance quite yet, an out for the Governors kind of deflates them a little bit as Brewer will ground it up the middle, and this one could really deflate the Governors. 6-4-3, but is safe at first base as Brewer, so it ends up being an RBI fielder's choice. Nearly turned into a double play, but it will bring up now Jet Zabel with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, an 11-2 ball game.
Yep, ground ball that plates a run here for Pierre. But now instead of the bases loaded, you get runners here on the corners with one out, and Jet Zabel, who I believe is the number 5 spot in the Pierre batting order, stepping up here with a chance to continue to cut into this deficit.
Zabel is 1 for 3. He singled back in the 4th inning. That was the second hit of the ball game for the Pierre Governors. They now have 5 with 3 in the 5th inning, as they'll take strike 1 on the outside edge. Here with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th, the Governors are in danger of falling back to 500 at 11-11 before they take on Sioux Falls Jefferson on Friday. That one tying outside, and the count's now 1-1 here to Zabel.
And I think, John, just that first pitch from Clifford to Zabel, the one that he looked at for strike 1, that was the first strike that has actually not been swung at, as there is strike 2, kind of that same location, that outer half that caught the outside edge of the plate that makes this a 1-2 count.
So now Zabel's got to protect, down 1-2 in the count. That one will get to the backstop. Coming home to score is Stalley. It's now 11-3. To second base is Brewer. And the Governors have cut the lead to 8 with a 2-2 count here and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. On deck is Spencer Easlin. He would hit for Grayson Hunsley. And it's good to see Spencer Easlin be able to swing the bat. There's a ground ball up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop, and Amon. The throw to first isn't going to be in time, so there's now 2 down. Runner moves up to third base, and Brewer. And the Govs are now down to their final out here tonight, as Spencer Easlin will get an opportunity to hit. Cade Kaiser on deck, Johnny Lyons, Brecken Kruger. All these guys need to come up to the plate here before we wrap up this ball game, because Pierre's still 8 runs down with 2 outs. But as Blake said too, the beauty of this game that Brookings still has to get this 3rd out. First pitch is upstairs to Easlin for ball 1.
And I will say, really good to see Spencer Easlin, back at the plate, kind of alluding to the point that you mentioned, John. After getting hit with that line drive earlier, last week it would have been last Wednesday that forced him out of the game against Rapid City Stevens. Good to see him back out there and swinging the bat this time instead of hitting it. Let's hope he's not a true ball magnet here, and let's hope he doesn't get hit with a pitch here.
1-1 pitch. That's upstairs. It's now 2-1. And it's great to see it within the week that he's able to come back. From Wednesday to now Tuesday, be able to step back up to the plate here for the Pierre Governors. Runner on third with 2 outs, 2-1 pitch. That one's taken for a strike, and it's now 2-2, and the Governors are down to their final strike here in game number 2. They at least have earned a split and stay at 500, but they would love a 8-run comeback still here in this inning. 2-2 pitch misses, and it's now 3-1, which would also be a 10-run comeback in the full inning. And nothing like putting up an 11 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Governors. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Taken for strike 3, and the ball game will come to an end. 11-3 win for the Brookings Bobcats in game number 2. They earned the splits with the Pierre Governors after dropping the first game 4-1. We'll step aside for 2 minutes. We'll come back and wrap it up from Hyatt Stadium. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know, my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium to wrap it up from Hyde Stadium in this doubleheader, the Pierre Governors, they dropped the second game 11-3 to the Brookings Bobcats. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. As well, Blake, in game number 2, the tough thing is that you lost at 11-3. One thing that you can take positive away is that the guys that you tip your cap to Brookings, because they hit the ball 15 hits. Christian Bush didn't walk anybody the entire time he was there, and Jackson Edmond only had 3 walks. The other team just hit the ball really well.
They really did, John. And you think about the 6th spot that goes on the Brookings line in the top of the 4th, and that was really where they broke this game open and really cemented this win here. They really didn't do it with walks. They didn't do it because of any defensive miscues from the Pierre Governors. They did it because they put the ball in play, and sometimes they, went as far as putting the ball out of play with the home run there that really broke things open. So hard to fault anybody for this game 2 loss here because Brookings did what they were supposed to do. They put the bat in the ball, and when you do that, and if your pitching holds up in any capacity, you're putting yourself in a good position to win the ball game.
Yeah, in that 4th inning, as Blake was talking about, 6 runs on 6 hits. There were no walks. There were no errors. Nobody's hit by a pitch. It was just 6 runs on 6 hits, and that's the difference in the ball game, because if you take away, granted, yes, the Brookings wins at 5-3 if you take away those 6 runs, but that's the difference in the ball game is that inning. And then they hit the ball really well from innings 4 through 7 with a total of 13 of their 15 hits coming in those last 4 innings, and also scoring 10 of their 11 runs in the last 4 innings. Governors got 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. They left 9 men on base. After Brookings had 11 runs, 15 hits, 1 error, they left 7 men on base. Governors still earn a split, and I know that they're going to have a sour taste in their mouth, and maybe that's a good thing going into Friday. But you still came away with a win and a loss, and you'd like to have the sweep, but it's better than 0-2 on the day.
It really is. Yeah, you never hope for a split when you come into a doubleheader of a baseball game because, quite frankly, you want to win every game that you play. But I think swallowing this and taking this in as far as a split goes with the team that's right in front of you in the standings, with them being the number 7 seed, Pierre being the number 8 seed, taking that on the chin and going into Friday against a Sioux Falls Jefferson team who comes in at 5-15, that can be you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as glass half empty, as far as we should have maybe gotten this game 2 and earned a true sweep, or you can look at it as we picked up some seed points on the team in front of us, and now we have an opportunity to go out this weekend and get 2 more wins here.
Yeah, they'll take on Jefferson on Friday. They picked up a 47-point win and a 36-point loss. And, 47-47 would be better than 47-36, but much better than 2 36-point losses in this doubleheader against the Brookings Bobcats. But Jefferson will be in town on Friday as the Governors will be hosting them at 5 o'clock for the first pitch of the doubleheader. And then next Tuesday, Mitchell will be in town to finish out the season. The first pitch of that doubleheader is at 6:30. All 4 games will be here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. As hard to believe that we're down to the final 4 games of this regular season. And last week, I mean, you had 9 games, and then the rest of the season you had 6 through the next 10 days or whatever it is. But hard to believe that we're already at the end of the regular season, and we're the point where the Governors want to be playing their best baseball. And again, the walks weren't there in game number 1 or 2, and the hits were there for Brookings in that second game. And it's and of course you like to have those pitchers. Maybe they'll look through it and they'll kind of get things figured out. But again, walks make your hair go gray really quick, and base hits, while it still stinks, doesn't make your hair go. Your hair doesn't lose its color that fast.
Absolutely, base hits are easier to stomach as a coach or a fan than walks are. Walks or errors in the field. Pierre, like you said, and especially in the second game, really didn't do either of those. They were able to come out of tonight, with a split. Granted, you always want to sweep, kind of like I'd stated before, but they can come out of here with their heads held high, knowing that they did everything they could, and Brookings was just the better team here in Game 2.
The time of the ball game was 1 hour and 52 minutes of this second game. 11-3, the final score for the Pierre Governors over the Brookings, or the Brookings Bobcats over the Pierre Governors. 11-3 here in game number 2. Final thoughts, Blake?
Final thoughts being the fact that the Governors were able to pick up a game on the team in front of them. Obviously, you would have liked to sweep, but always picking up another win is a big benefit to this Governor squad. And hopefully let's keep that positive momentum rolling into Friday as they face Sioux Falls Jefferson, who, like I said, comes in at 5-15 on the year. Struggling, new program this year, so, kind of working out the kinks a little bit as far as that goes. But an opportunity to pick up a couple of wins over a team from the Metro is never something to take lightly. So, big opportunity here this weekend, and let's hope the Govs can put it all together here for both games that you can listen to here on KCCR or on YouTube at KCCR Sports when we hope you join us here.
Absolutely, and we'll start coverage around 4:40 on Friday for that doubleheader with first pitch at 5 o'clock here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Start doing some liners for me.
I was going to say I can start becoming the plug guy for you, doing I can be the guy that does this copyrighted telecast thing.
Oh man, that's what we guys. Okay, we're gonna have that printed off. We're gonna have that for the next couple of broadcasts. That's gonna be fantastic. We will be back on the air at 4:40 on Friday with first pitch at 5 o'clock. Thanks to Jacob Mayer and also Drew McIntyre back at the station. For Blake Dean, John Winkler. Final scores: the Pierre Governors win game number 1 4-1, but then drop game number 2 11-3 to the Brookings Bobcats as we say good nights from Hyde Stadium.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball has been brought to you in part by Bank West, B&B Equipment, Wegner Auto, Fisher Rounds & Associates, and All Around Graphics. Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Hardin Electric, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Kruger Contracting, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Avera, and the Oahe YMCA. And by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, First Dakota National Bank, CHS River Plains, Lamb Motors, Zander Auto Parts, and Gales Gas. And by Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.